Hey guys, COD Master here, 2014. It is June 15th, 2017, 6:31 p.m. Got quite a bit of activity going on in the uptick region of Yellowstone National Park. Quite an uptick in earthquake activity as we speak. As you know, I did make a video here yesterday or the day before in regards to a possible earthquake swarm in Yellowstone National Park. We can take you back another day and I can show you where it all began. You can see each of these little earthquakes here just today are small earthquakes, and more recently, if you notice down here at the bottom of the picture, a large amount of earthquakes coming in there, ranging from I think we had a couple mid threes there just popping off in the park. You can see it registering all throughout the park on all of these on all these seismograph stations, that is. Going back on my notification here, I had a 4.5 registering Yellowstone National Park 36 minutes ago. So this big one right here, a 4.5, that's pretty good. Pretty good size earthquake for Yellowstone National Park, considering it's been fairly quiet, aside from the small swarming that has taken place there in the past couple days. So getting back over here to the earthquakes live seismograph station here, I have numerous ones pulled up. Grant Village is up here. That's towards the western side of the park. I'm going to get rid of a couple of these because we don't need all of these pulled up. Grant Village has been popping in and out as far as activity goes, as far as the information goes, data coming in. So it looks like they're cutting out again, but I do have some other stations close by, including this one here near Madison in Yellowstone National Park that appears to be the closest in regards to the epicenter of where all this earthquake activity is occurring in Yellowstone National Park. Lake Yellowstone, I have it pulled up right here. You can see this earthquake that occurred in the western part of the park was showing up in the eastern part of the park, but that's probably only a 2.5 or maybe possibly higher. I would have liked to seen that 4.5 hit this seismograph station here. Probably would have been pretty spectacular. But as you can see, the 4.5 showing up on, let's go over here on Parker Peak, very east side of the park, showing up very nicely down here in Yellowstone National Park. After that 4.5, you can see what happened here. Down here on the bottom, you see multiple earthquakes ranging from, I think, a 3, anywhere from 2 to 3, maybe possibly higher down here. It's hard to tell with the seismograph station being there on the bottom. But it appears as though that 4.5 has triggered a further increase in the earthquake swarming going on at Yellowstone National Park. So it's going to be interesting here to watch and see what happens here. I'm going to show you guys about a day or so ago when these earthquake swarm here occurred. Let's go back here to the 14th. We'll take a look at this here. This is actually a little cool map here. As you can see, activity was increasing around the 14th as well. We can go back one more day here in the 13th and take a look on that day. Earthquake swarming as well. Just some minor ones. I think everything was below a 2.5. Go back to the 12th here. Generate the report. And you can see right here. Looks like that's the start of it, where it all began. Right there. See a probably close to a 3 right there, kicking off the whole swarm. And that was on June 12th. And earlier today I was looking at this activity and it looked like it was starting to quiet down a little bit. As far as like the activity goes, there were still a few spikes right here. Each one of these spikes are an earthquake. Probably 0.5, it could be 0.2, but this down here, 4.5, definitely showed up really nicely on the seismograph stations there. And let's see here, I'm going to take you over to this map right here. I didn't mean to do that. So USGS issuing all these earthquake notifications in Yellowstone National Park. These are all preliminary earthquake readings, but nonetheless, they definitely triggered off that system that sends these notifications out there. So the 4.5 that has triggered this, I think it's going to be an increase in the earthquake swarm, occurred 13 kilometers north-northeast of West Yellowstone, Montana. I'm going to show you here on the interactive map exactly where it was centered. Once again, towards the western side of the park right there, as you can see here. You got all these faults over here. But anyway, yeah, so getting back towards the area right here, it's on the western side of Yellowstone National Park, close to the Idaho border over here, I believe. That's why it showed up so nicely on these seismograph stations here, but anything above a 3 is going to show up on most of these stations here in the park. But a 4.5, man, that's a whopper. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here throughout the night. I will have these live seismograph stations going on there. And if you're curious as to what station it is, like the swarming going on right here, see those small earthquakes. This is Madison in West Yellowstone National Park. Pretty close to the epicenter, I believe. Lake Yellowstone up here is further towards the east, eastern side of the park. And this Grant Village is kind of towards the middle of the park. And this, like I said, the data from this station has been cutting in and out, so it looks like it's going to stop here for a while. But that's okay, because I do have some other stations pulled up to monitor the activity. If you're curious about this station down here blasting this little earthquake, possibly a 3, looks like, that's in Arkansas. Ozark Folk Center there in Arkansas. Just a little bit of activity going on down there. And up above that we have a station here in Mendocino, California, with a little earthquake. So we're going to keep an eye on it and see what kind of activity she produces tonight. I will probably keep up the live stream. But for now I'm going to end the recorded video, but I will continue with the live stream and continue the conversation. So if you can, share the video.